what you think is a potential war, frankly, either economic war or physical war between the U.S. and China, either over Taiwan or other things. Where do you think that sits in this calculus of yours?
Well, we are, there are 5 types of wars. There's a trade war, technology war, geopolitical influence war, capital and economic war, and military war. We're in the first 4 of those wars. And you're at the brink. And when I brink, I don't think we'll go over, but we are right at the brink that you could have an economic war with a form of sanctions that would be, if it happened, really shocking to the economy.
So, who is Ray Dalio? Ray Dalio is an American billionaire investor and former hedge fund manager and founder of Bridgewater in 1975. Ray Dalio focuses on economic cycles within different countries and where they stand. He looks at the rise and decline in nations and other macro trends to get a good idea where and when to invest his money.
Those we've experienced in our lifetimes, those similar to many times before. How do I know that? Because they always have been. In order to deal with what's happening today, we must learn the lessons of the past to see that the circumstances we are now facing have in fact happened many times before and fall into a big cycle that repeats over and over again. The most powerful empires in the world followed this cycle for over 500 years, and every time they did, it was a sign of the changing world order.
So having said all of this, where does America stand? Currently, the United States is actually on the decline, but it didn't start off like this, and in fact for many years the United States have been the leading global superpower and have been one of the most productive, innovative countries in the world.
America's in very good shape. They are not a 10-foot giant. We have $75,000 GDP, they have 15. We made some mistakes in the past, let's just fix it going forward. We have the most prosperous economy the world's ever seen. We got very good demographics, all the food, water, and energy we need. No war in North America, South America. We got the Atlantic and the Pacific, the world's strongest military. Take a deep breath.
Is that a campaign?
As Mr. Diamond said, America is separated from Europe and Asian powers by 2 oceans, giving it that sense of overall security, and are blessed with most of the minerals, metals, and other natural resources that it needs to be self-efficient. One of the biggest factors of them all is that the United States has the reserve currency of the world, the US dollar. This is achieved with doing the most trade and having a stable, reliable, trustworthy currency, and the dollar ticked all of these boxes. The main advantages of reserve currency is increased economic power and influence over other countries through trade agreements and economic policies. Also, this means you can print money, which as a result circulates the economy in troubled times such as coronavirus. However, the disadvantage of this is that you get comfortable with the power you have, and productivity and growth tends to slow down, and that's exactly what's happening in America. In good times, people spend like crazy and follow the general euphoria, which causes financial bubbles just like the housing bubble in 2008 and the tech bubble in the late 2000s.
Apple's up more than 6% right now, Google about 3%, but Dell, Intel, Research Motion, and Microsoft are all to the upside. Look how strong.
Did not disappoint. 400 points higher. Yes, indeed. The markets roar higher last 30 minutes of trading as volatility once again rules the day.
Most of the techs this morning, if not all of them, have just exploded.
The financial capital of the world. The opening bell is going to ring in 5 seconds, and to be honest with you, we wish it wouldn't.
Traders here working the phone say a lot of their customers are freaked out, waiting to see how low the Dow will go. They're focused on the Dow, not so focused on OPEC. Yes, OPEC did cut production by 1.5 million barrels per day.
Really, you're seeing just broad-based declines across all of the major technology sectors. Apple's under pressure, Yahoo down 8.5%, Cisco 6.5%, Research in Motion 10%.
And we're not getting the bid wanted. We're not getting the stop trading, and we see where the buyers are. We're just, every day they're pounding it.
But who is the leading global superpower before the United States? In order to find this out, we are going to have to go all the way back to the early 1600s. Amsterdam first created the stock exchange in 1611, and the Dutch East India Company was the first publicly traded company as they needed to raise capital. As the trade centres strengthened in 1640, so did Amsterdam's overall economy, giving them big influence over any other country. They went through the economic cycle, and the next to rise to the top was the United Kingdom, thanks to the enormous growth prospects from the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution was the transition from creating goods by hand to using machines, which meant everything could be produced a lot faster and with higher efficiency, which catapulted productivity in the United Kingdom, putting them on the main stage as the leading global superpower, which allowed them to police the world. However, then World War II came along, and fighting Germany meant increasing debt and strain on the economy, which put the United Kingdom on the decline, and that's where the United States took over and started their rise. So if the United States is on the decline, who is next to be the leading global superpower? Well, let me tell you who. China. China, over the last 20 years, has seen extraordinary growth by strategically studying the US and stealing their innovative ideas and taking advantage of their cheap labour, exporting huge amounts of manufacturing projects to the US. Even though this trade relationship between the two has been extremely beneficial to the United States, it has been much more profitable to China, and in some ways it has destroyed the United States economy, which is exactly what China wants. Millions of people went homeless in the US due to manufacturing jobs being lost, and shoe companies like Nike, etc. have lost billions due to counterfeit items coming in from China. Trouble is, the US have been blind to it for a long time and have allowed it to happen. However, currently things are changing, and the US are tariffing Chinese trade. Let's just hope it's not too late. China and Russia are becoming more friendly, and have plans with the BRICS organization to ditch the US dollar as the reserve currency and have their own currency. The BRICS organization includes Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, and they have more members wanting to potentially join, such as Iran, Saudi Arabia and many more. If this organization decides to team up and tries to take on the United States, we could maybe see a new nation take the top spot, and a new world order will take place. I'd like to thank everyone for watching this video, and if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more content going forward and stay up to date with market news, investing ideas and the like. It's been a pleasure. Until next time.